Hey guys, what's up? Back with another video. This time we're gonna do another review. This time we got TNA Genesis 2013. This happened in January of 2013, the very first pay-per-view. The very first pay-per-view of 2013. I've said 2013 so many times, so I'm gonna stop now and get on with the show. So first off, this is the American version of the Genesis, and then we got the UK release version of Genesis. So it looks pretty cool. Like both covers, but let's turn this one that way so I can have a look at the card while I review it. Have a look at let's put Big Bully Ray there, shall we? I like that poster, pretty cool. Anyway, first match on the card we had the Chavo Hernandez versus Joey Ryan and Matt Morgan for the tag team titles. A rematch from Fan Resolution. When I saw that this was the opener, I groaned. I was like, "Oh, really? This is the opener?" It was fine for what it was. Like, I'm glad it was the end of the Matt Morgan Joey Ryan tag team. I didn't like Joey Ryan back then, and still don't. You know what I mean? So. No matter what he did, he's like, yeah, whatever. I think there's only one entertaining match with Joey Ryan, and that was, I think, the next one, which is Lockdown 2013 against Jersey Park. Anyway, enough about that. It was an alright match. I could feel Matt Morgan's frustration because Matt Morgan was frustrated that his partner Joey Ryan wouldn't follow up on stuff. He would pose to the crowd or be, trying to get himself over, posing and other stuff. So, it was what it was, and it was alright opener. That power bomb at the end was sick when Hernandez dropped Joey Ryan because he wasn't communicating. So Hernandez just dropped him right on his head with a power bomb. It looked sick, but it was what it was. Not as sick as seeing Joey Ryan's funk as Hernandez picked him up for the power bomb. So that's something I would like to forget in a hurry. So the tag champs retained, and we moved on. As Big Bully Ray stares at me right there. Hello, Bully, how are you doing? I'm talking to a DVD cover. That's fine. This is what we got to, eh? Anyway, next match. We have Mr. Anderson versus Samoa Joe. Mr. Anderson was kind of aligned with Aces and Eights, but we didn't. He was still coming out with his Mr. Anderson theme song at this time. And Samoa Joe was looking for revenge against Mr. Anderson for what Aces and Eights did to Kurt Angle by Mr. Anderson setting Angle up on Impact. And this match was decent. I liked this match. It was pretty decent. When I saw the match was announced, I was like, oh, this is going to be. I wasn't too thrilled about it because sometimes Mr. Anderson can have good matches and sometimes he can have very boring matches. So I was kind of intrigued in a way, but also worried at the same time. So, anyway, this match is exactly the way it was. Really good. I liked it. Really good match, and of course, Samoa Joe. His downfall was that he was looking for revenge and answers rather than trying to win, and that's what backfired in the end. As that slimy Mr. Anderson was able to pick up the victory with the help of Nux on the Aces and Eights, who caused a little bit of the distraction. But Samoa Joe was a little bit dumb for paying attention to Nux, and that cost him the victory. So big win for Mr. Anderson, and in this war between the Aces and Eights and Team TNA. So Mr. Anderson, that was an alright match. It was fine. Next match, we had Christian York taking on Kenny King, where the winner of this match would take on Rob Van Dam for the X Division Championship immediately afterwards. I'm just gonna get this out the way first. The whole thing with the whole situation with the X Division Championship, where the tournament and then the championship match immediately after the final, back-to-back matches. It would have been fine if the champion was a heel, but in my opinion, I didn't like the idea that Rob Van Dam was a babyface, and he got to basically fight a worn down opponent. Anyway, That being said, I thought they did it. What they did with what the athletes did with the booking, uh, in the ring. I thought it was pretty good. They did some good stuff, and they were able to make a bad situation, and they pulled it off as much as good as they could. That was exactly the thing. Um, Christian York being Kenny King, and then Kenny King turning heel and injuring Christian York in the process, and then wearing him down for Rob Van Dam, and Rob Van Dam coming out and kind of basically saying, we don't have to do this now, dude, and Christian York fighting back and going back and forth with Rob Van Dam, and then Rob Van Dam finally puts him away. It was alright, but as I said before, I felt like it would have been better if it was a heel as the champion, you know, coming up to pick the pieces. And the fact that Kenny, knowing where it goes, with Kenny King, eventually, spoiler alert, Kenny King wins the X Division title, on Impact. I think it was before lockdown, so, yeah, knowing now what we know now, like I would have just had Kenny King win this, and we could have done like the big title change on here or something like that. Anyway, it was what it was. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next match. We have so there you go. There's two matches in one. There you go. Then we had Devon versus Joseph Park, and all I got to say about this one is move over, Okada versus Omega. Move over, Jonathan Gresham versus Jay Lethal. This is the best technical wrestling match I have ever seen. Okay, I maybe being a bit sarcastic on that one. It was alright. It was what it was. They did a little bit of chain wrestling at the start, and I expect Kurt Angle to come through the fucking screen, come through the fucking tablet screen in a minute and start stretching me for that terrible joke. Or Bully Ray. No, Bully. So yeah, this match was alright. It was what it was. It was a Joseph Park match where, he pretends not to know how to wrestle, and then he gets busted open and he turns into Abyss, and then he either wins or he turns back into Joseph Park at the last minute and he ends up losing. On this occasion, it was the latter of the situation. He hit the black hole slam, and then he went for the choke slam, which is very weird because Abyss always finishes the opponents with the black hole slam. He went for the choke slam, and as he was picking him up, he turned back into Josie Park. Didn't know what happened, and then Devon rolled him up. Kind of a cheap win, but it was very entertaining. I was entertained. So there you go. Next match, we had the knockouts, number one contender Gauntlet. We had Gail Kim versus ODB versus Miss Tessmacher versus Mickey James versus Velvet Sky. This was fine. This was really good stuff. I loved Taz's commentary in this match because he was just drooling all over them. Like, the hot ladies, oh yeah. And it was really good. I had a very interesting time with this match too. There was a lot of interesting stuff in this match. Gail Kim had a hard time wrestling with her own shorts, with her own trunks, because they kept falling down. Not like entirely down. It was just they kept exposing her underwear at the back a lot, and I kept noticing she was pulling them up a lot. She kept pulling them up after every single move. So it all led to the heel. Again, this was the same as the X Division Championship stuff. The booking, the match, what the performers did in the ring was good, but the booking surrounding it was kind of weird. That the heel would go from number one to, then manage all the way through. Like, I know she cheated all the way through, but she still managed to get beat. She beat Tessmacher, she beat ODB, and she beat Mickey James, and she had to beat, and then Velvet Sky, the babyface, came out at the end and beat her. And Gail's foot was underneath the rope. I get that, but it was like, I get it, the heel cheats and cheats and cheats, but then gets a comeuppance at the end. It did feel weird, and it didn't feel like it did Velvet any favors. Well, I know what did do Velvet a lot of favors was that catsuit. Whew, damn. Professional, Nathan, professional. Also, Bully will kick my fucking ass, because I think that's his ex, isn't it? Yeah. Anyhow, Velveteen wins, gets the win, and the match itself, overall, I thought it was pretty good. I was entertained, I was also entertained. Then we had Christopher Daniels versus James Storm in a number one contenders match. The winner gets a title shot on January 24th. This match was okay. I was kind of baffled by how far James Storm had fallen at this point. Like, he was like on his path to become the world champion in 2012, and here we are in 2013 January, and he's fighting Christopher Daniels, who was known at this time. I don't want to take anything away from Christopher Daniels; he's a great wrestler, but at this time he was a comedy tag wrestler, and James Storm loses again. Like, James Storm's momentum keeps going down lower and lower and lower. And Christopher Daniels gets the title shot. Very weird booking, but except that the match itself was fine. I thought the in-ring stuff was good, but I just the thought of James Storm, who was considered possibly the number one babyface in 2012, fell so far down the towing pole by 2013. It was like, how crazy was that? Anyway, so yeah, that was that match. Then we had the next match. We had a Bully Ray appearance. Him and Brooke advertising the wedding that they're gonna have on Impact, and pretty much it. They supposedly filmed the crowd, but then Taz was like, he's not even recording, so that was a bit weird. And that was it. That was the whole segment. Anyway, next match we had Sting versus Doc from the Aces and Eight. Let me just put that back because kind of done with it now because there's only 2 matches left. We had Aces and Eight Doc versus Sting. This was exactly what I thought it was going to be. It was going to be Sting versus the Big Man. The Big Man versus Sting. Aces and Eight got involved a little bit before the match, and but the old icon Sting took the war to Aces and Eight and took down one of its tried to chop down one of its big members of the Aces and Eight, and got the win. Sting did, and it was pretty. It was exactly what it was. I thought it was okay. Nothing too crazy, nothing that would make me go, oh my god, that was so awesome. But it was exactly what it needed to be. Sting just beat him, and that was it. And then Aces and Eight tried to attack afterwards, and Bully Ray, one man, chased off the entire Aces and Eights with a chain. And people wonder, and how people didn't figure out Bully Ray wasn't part of it, associated with Aces and Eights. Very convenient, very convenient that one man ran off the entire group. Anyway, we'll find out more about that in the next coming pay-per-views in 2013. Anyhow, and then we had the main, and then that was alright. Then we had the main event of Jeff Hardy defending the TNA Heavyweight Championship against Austin Aries and Bobby Roode in a elimination match. This was good. I enjoyed this match. This was just a solid main event to end the show. Jeff Hardy having to deal with both men who were trying to eliminate him first, but they couldn't. They got so frustrated that they couldn't eliminate him that they end up turning on each other like the snakes that they are, Austin Aries and Bobby Roode, and basically end up backfiring, and none of them won the World Championship. So I thought it was pretty cool. Awesome main event. I had fun watching this. It was fun. And as for the event itself, some really good in-ring action. I thought the action was good. I think some of the booking let it down a little bit. So I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Because I thought the action was good, but some of the booking surrounding the action was a bit weird, especially like the X Division title stuff and the knockout gauntlet stuff. But apart from that, big solid event. That's why I give it a 7 out of 10. Hope you enjoyed the review, guys. Tell me what you would give it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm out.